The night was quiet, but inside a small home, emotions roared louder than any storm. An elderly woman who had given 60 years of her life to nurturing, sacrificing, and building a family, now stood trembling at the doorway. Her own son, the boy she had once cradled in her arms, pointed toward the street with cold eyes. His words cut deeper than any wound. "Get out of here. This is my house." For a moment, time froze. She felt her world collapse, yet the audience must ask themselves, how does a heart survive such a betrayal? And what happens next will test love, resilience, and the power of destiny. She stood there, clutching a small bag filled with nothing but a few clothes and an old family photo, her tears soaking the edges of the frame. The son's face carried no regret, no hesitation. He slammed the door shut behind her, as if shutting away years of love, care, and sacrifice. The elderly woman, named Shahana, had spent her entire life raising her son with hope that he would stand by her side in her final years. But instead, she now stood homeless, cast out into the cold night. Each step she took away from the house felt like walking away from her life, her memories, her sacrifices. But life has a way of writing unexpected chapters, and Shahana's story was far from over. Neighbors peeked through their windows, whispering about the shocking scene, yet none dared to step out to help. Shahana's heart sank deeper with every stare, but she lifted her chin, whispering to herself that she would not be defeated. Her mind kept replaying the moments she had sacrificed everything for her son, working late nights, skipping meals so he could eat, sewing clothes just to save a little money for his education. And now, that very son had abandoned her. But why? What had changed in his heart? The truth was buried in greed. Her son Salman had married a woman who constantly whispered poison into his ear, convincing him that his mother was nothing but a burden. "This house belongs to us," she would say. "We need our freedom. She's old, she's slowing us down. Send her away." And Salman, blinded by love and pride, obeyed. As Shahana wandered aimlessly through the streets, she thought of giving up. But then, she remembered a promise she had once made to her late husband, that no matter how hard life became, she would never let despair claim her spirit. That thought became her anchor. And right when hope seemed dimmest, a kind neighbor named Adil approached her. Adil had always respected Shahana. He had seen her kindness, her sacrifices, and her strength. "You don't deserve this," he said softly. "Come stay with us tonight. You are not alone." This small act of compassion sparked a turning point. Though broken, Shahana realized her story was not one of defeat. It was one of rediscovery. She moved in temporarily with Adil's family, who treated her with the respect and warmth her own son had forgotten. Each day, she helped their children with studies, cooked meals, and slowly felt a sense of belonging return. Yet, her heart still ached for her son. Could a mother ever truly stop loving her child, no matter what? Meanwhile, Salman's life began to unravel. The wife who had urged him to cast out his mother soon revealed her true nature. She cared little for the house, the marriage, or even Salman himself. Her interest was in money and freedom. Their relationship grew bitter. Arguments flared, and slowly Salman began to realize the depth of his mistake. The house that once felt like victory now felt empty, cold, and cursed by the echo of his mother's footsteps leaving. Fate has its way of teaching lessons, and Salman's came swiftly. He lost his job due to reckless decisions. Bills piled up, and his so-called friends abandoned him. At his lowest point, he walked the same streets his mother had once wandered, remembering the look in her eyes when he had shut the door. That memory haunted him endlessly. One evening, desperate and broken, Salman knocked on Adil's door, where he knew his mother now stayed. Shahana opened it, her frail hands trembling. The sight of her son, once proud and ungrateful, now humbled and pleading, was a moment that pierced her soul. "Mother, I was wrong. Please forgive me. Come home." His words cracked under the weight of regret. The neighbors who had once whispered about scandal now gathered silently, watching this emotional reunion. Shahana's tears flowed freely. She had every reason to refuse him, to turn him away as he had done to her. But a mother's heart, no matter how broken, carries an endless well of forgiveness. She placed her hand gently on his head. A house is just walls and bricks, my son, but a home is built with love. Without it, you have nothing. If you have truly learned, then together we can build a home again. This moment of reconciliation wasn't just between a mother and son. It was a lesson for the entire community. Neighbors who had watched silently before now understood the true meaning of family and compassion. Adil smiled quietly, knowing he had only played a small part in rekindling something much greater. From that day forward, Salman cared for his mother with a devotion he should have shown all along. He realized too late that wealth, pride, and influence were nothing compared to the blessing of a mother's prayer. The story of Shahana became a reminder to all: respect your parents, for their sacrifices cannot be measured, and once their love is lost, no riches can replace it. And as for Shahana, she found peace not because her son had changed, but because she had never stopped believing in the power of forgiveness and resilience. She taught everyone around her that even in betrayal, love can still bloom again. If you've ever felt the pain of being unappreciated or cast aside, remember Shahana's story. Stand tall, stay strong, and never let bitterness define your heart. And if you are blessed with parents still by your side, honor them today, because one day, you'll realize they were the greatest gift life ever gave you. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful emotional stories that inspire, heal, and remind us of what truly matters in life.